Hello, my name is Edzard Wagenaar. I'm from Emder, Germany, and I'm one of the writers of the story about the end of the Second World War 75 years ago in northwest Germany, which is published in this week's Standard-Freeholder. I thought it might be a good idea to show you some of the spots where the Stormont, Dundas and Glengarry Highlanders acted in the last days of the Second World War here in northwest Germany. I'm here on the Jan Berghaus Bridge near the city of Lair. This bridge was blown up by the Germans on the 23rd of April 1945, and therefore the Canadian 9th Brigade had to cross the river on several places by boats. This happened on the 28th of April 1945. It was called Operation Duck, and we are exactly at the spot where the Glens went over the river. I'm here at the Bingbong Canal. Over there you can see the so-called Bingbong Sand. Covered by this sand, the Glens on the 28th of April 1945 here went into their storm boats, and the assault companies waited for the artillery bombardment to be accomplished. At 3 o'clock they came out of this canal and tried to reach the other shore of the Emison River. We are now at the other side of the River Ems, and you can see the mouth of the Bingbong Canal where the Glens came out to cross the river. The regiment had to face two fierce problems. One was the strong current of the River Ems, and the second was the muddy landing ground. What happened was that several boats were drifted off and had to return to their landing ground against the tide. So the entire schedule was delayed, and what happened was that at about a quarter of an hour later, the artificial fog went away. So they were on the open river when the Germans opened fire. And several boats sunk, several soldiers got drowned, and others were killed. But even those who really got to the shore were sticked into the muddy landing ground and really had problems to get up on the dike. So at least the casualties were very high that day, but at least in the very end, they really overrun the German troops who surrendered right after. We are here at the city of Lair at the harbour. While the Glens on the 28th and 29th of April 1945 cleared the northern part of the city, the two other regiments of the Canadian 9th Infantry Brigade, the North Nova Scotia Highlanders and the Highland Light Infantry of Canada, cleared the inner part of the city, and they faced a fierce fighting with an SS combat unit which was here in the city and really drove them into a fierce fighting house by house, which really ended on the 30th of April. And there were lots of casualties among the Canadians as well as the Germans, but there were at least 400 civilians being killed during these fightings here at Lair. We are now exactly on that road underneath the dike where the Glens 75 years ago made their way towards Emder. We are now at the little village of Rorichum, about 10 kilometers away from Emder. And this was on the 3rd of May 1945, the final battleground for the Glens and for the entire Canadian 9th Infantry Brigade. It was a fierce fighting out here with infantrymen, with the artillery, and the brigade decided to dig in everybody and to wait, because already at the headquarters of the 21st Army Group near Lüneburg, the Germans were already negotiating about a total surrender. So the entire march stopped here, and they waited until the night of the 4th of May 1945, when they heard that Germany had totally surrendered in northwest Europe. So we are here in the outskirts of Emden in the little village of Petco. And here on the 5th of May, the city of Emden surrendered to the Canadian 9th Brigade. And the next day, over this bridge, the Glens went into their final place in this war, into the city of Emden. So here we are at our final destination of our little historic trip. This is the city of Emden. The city was destroyed during the Second World War, was rebuilt after the war, and is today the vital industrial center of the region of East Frisia, with shipyards and a Volkswagen factory. So why not stop over next time you are in Europe to visit us? You are mostly welcome. Stay safe and bye-bye.